the standard as it comes with video vixens. Melyssa Ford is here. How are you?
I'm awesome.
So wait, Laura Stiles, you watched the new show?
Yeah, I DVR'd it and I caught it yesterday. Blood, Sweat, and Heels. You guys did big numbers, right?
We smashed the rating ceiling. We were the highest rated premiere in the network's 33-year history.
Wow.
You know, we're women.
I thought it was a MMA. Is that an MMA fighting show?
What?
I'm watching the wrong
Hot
show.
chicks, oil
Sorry.
wrestling?
Yeah, I thought Blood,
That's
Sweat,
what
and
you wish it
Heels.
was.
Yeah, that's what he wishes it was.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
thought
Are
it was,
there any of the fighting or the drama, the ratchetness that we see on most reality shows on yours?
I guess the girls would want me to say, you know, lead people to believe that, you know, what's coming up is. But I can speak for myself, and I definitely wanted to solve any conflict that I had with any cast member in a mature fashion, because people are watching. And I felt like that people were starting to get a little tired of, you know, the ratchetness, the throwing of the bottles, the pulling of the hair, like, you know, like we're grown women. You know, that's not how grown women handle themselves when they get upset.
Now.
Okay, well, you're right. Maybe they do. Maybe
Sometimes.
they do.
Some do. And
Sometimes
listen,
they do.
I've known you a long time. You will knuckle up out here.
Really? Like she just punched
You
somebody
don't want
out?
no problems, B. She be in that gym squatting 400, bench pressing and all that. You don't want no problems.
I have gotten, I moved to LA in, around 2008. So
Right.
I moved to LA, and then I started splitting my time in 2010 between New York and LA. I had a place there and a place here, and I became very Hakuna Matata, and I started to do
Mad
yoga.
yoga.
Yeah.
Mystical.
I mean, it happens. LA does that to
Juicing.
you.
Yeah.
The sun, the beach, and you're like,
Just
You
a lot
run
of
that. What's that
vibes.
hill everybody runs?
Runyon.
Yeah, Runyon
I didn't
Canyon.
really like Runyon because it was kind of like a casting call every time you'd go up there. So I found my own mountain. I call it
Your ass is
Rattlesnake
way
Mountain.
too big for Runyon Canyon. You probably had those chicks on that mountain like,
Yeah, sweating.
who the
Well,
fuck her?
You know, I mean, people. Let's just say I got recognized a lot. They were like, by my ass. I'll be like,
Your ass
how
is famous.
that?
Your ass is famous.
You're like, Melyssa, I'm wearing a ski mask.
Now video vixens and what do they call them? I guess loosely we'll call them models for the lack of a better term. I call them bottle models, right?
Why do you? Wait, what is that? What
A
is
bottle models, these girls who think they're models, but really all they're getting is a free bottle at a club. That's their claim to fame.
Instagram models.
Or
That's what you're talking
Instagram
about.
models.
I put up a post one time like, oh, you model now. Who's your agency? Instagram? And I was like, I think I said shots fired at the bottom of it.
Why, you don't like this? You don't like what's happening?
You know that I always looked at everything that I did, whether it was video modeling or calendar modeling or whatever the case is. I looked at it from a professional standpoint. You know, you become popular in one aspect of entertainment. You know, you gain a fan base and you
leverage it to
that
other things.
into
Right.
other things. And it's,
Which you have done well.
It's strategic. It's business 101, and a lot of girls over the past, I've noticed that their egos kind of get a little out of control. They really start to believe their own press, and that is a recipe for disaster. You can't believe your own press. You have to take praise like you take criticism, you know? And otherwise you're just going to get so caught up and you're going to get distracted and you're going to lose focus of what your ultimate goal is. I mean, at the same time, maybe some of these girls don't have ultimate goals. Maybe that just was
Maybe
it.
that is their goal.
But I didn't. I just always knew that it was going to be one move after the next.
So what's your advice? Because I think it seems like they're all patterning themselves after what you did, which at the time, your God-given assets, focus on ass, and just even your work ethic. Like you had a six-pack, you had arms, you were working out, you had the big ass, the ass was real. Now everybody has ass shots. Like what's the advice from Melyssa Ford if you're trying to be in this game?
Well, one piece of advice is if you're, pretty much over the age of 30 and you have like one or two kids running around, a career in modeling is probably not for you.
You just hating. You're a hater.
I think that you've got some mouths to, provide
Mouths,
for.
mouths to feed. Okay.
Yeah, and
Or
so,
some mouths to provide for. Listen.
So when you were at the peak of your modeling career, you made some serious money.
Yeah, I did.
Because nowadays, models do it for like free or
Instagram
$100.
model.
Instagram.
Bottle model.
Yeah,
right. They do it for
video
likes.
girls.
They do it for likes. I'm like, I don't
likes.
get that. Like,
So-
So give us a number.
Yeah, give us a number.
By the time I retired, I was making $5,000 a day, which
Wow.
was which was the highest paycheck that a video model was getting.
$5,000 a
You know,
day.
who was not
A day.
already considered like a celebrity. So like, of course, you know, Gabrielle Union or Lauren London or
But they were
Elise
like
Neal.
actresses
You know, they
and
were
they-
already
right,
they had
right,
already
right.
established themselves in, you know, as actresses, exactly. But just as somebody who came up through the ranks doing video modeling, and it really is also, you know, an aspect of business is you create a demand for yourself and then siphon off the supply. So I didn't always say yes. I mean, I get calls from Hype Williams casting, you know, agent and saying Hype wants you here, or, you know, Paul Hunter wants you there, and I'm like, I can't. I have school or I have work, and I just really understood where my
Right, so then
priorities
you became
lay.
more.
Right.
You know, just
Then they
it just-
wanted you more.
Yeah, and I guess in that way, I created a demand for myself without even trying, and so then I just was like, okay, well, I can use this to my
Right, that's how it works.
yeah.
Well, you
And
said-
then I was also really smart about finding out some things. You know, I'm such an investigator, you know, by nature. So I would investigate what is the budget. So then that would make me understand, you know, thinking about budget allotment and where the money is dispersed, how much I could really actually negotiate. So I went in
interesting.
negotiating.
Nowadays, they don't. How much they spend on a video site? For some music?
$5,000 for the
Yeah,
whole
the
damn thing,
But
maybe?
you were
Or
in these
free.
videos when they had what, $500,000 budgets.
Yeah.
More
probably.
than that, like Big Pimpin' was like 1.3. You know,
1.3 million
1.3 million
for one video.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Cisco Thong Song was 1.5. They had us like from shooting in Baltimore, then we flew to LA.
Well, it costs a
and
lot for him to do those cartwheels. You know what I'm saying?
I heard you say school. So you graduated from college?
So I was in university while I was doing music videos.
And wait, time out. For our United States listeners.
yeah, you
and
said that
people
mad
watching,
Canada,
in
like-
Canada, they call college being in university.
Actually, no, that's
It's different.
That's incorrect.
Ah.
There is college in Canada.
There is?
There's
Yeah.
a distinction between college and university.
We have that here, right? Like state
You
school,
do.
city college,
Yeah.
university.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you say that you go to college, it's like, oh, okay, what school do you go to in Canada? But if you say you go to university, oh, really? Which one?
Oh, so that's next level.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, I go
Well,
to,
it's how we use the term
Harvard or-
Ivy League.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
So hold on, everyone. Melyssa Ford went to university.
I did.
And
I
which
did.
one?
I did. I went to York University.
And what were you studying?
I was studying psychology with an emphasis on forensics.
So you're showing your ass.
Yeah.
And
On the weekends.
On the weekends.
Yeah.
And then studying forensics. Are you
Yeah.
ever going to use any of that? Or
You know.
because you've already used the ass. We've done that.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to use the psychology and forensics?
Well, I feel like I use it every single day. You know, being in the entertainment industry, you meet so many different personalities. You know, there's some people that you have to know who to trust, who you need
Break
to
it down.
absolutely stay away from. And it's just like, you know, I like to analyze people's personalities, the energy that they kind of give off, and then I come up with my own assessment of them and react accordingly.
You know what was crazy on the show? They show her, you know, her story is from being a video vixen, her transition to being a successful real estate agent.
Mm-hmm.
On Twitter, people were going off like, what qualifies her to be a real estate agent,
A
a successful real estate agent?
A license
Yeah,
issued by the
license.
Department of State. That's what qualifies me. I
You
actually
got that though. You read a lot of those.
No,
comments, right?
because people troll on Twitter and they
True.
troll.
Oh.
I'm not.
Ebro's
They
favorite.
call me the troll, by the way. Nice.
He's a super troll.
Always troll.
I don't. So if you're hoping to get a reaction out of me on Twitter or on Instagram, chances are I didn't even read what you said if you chose to insult me. Somehow, some way, I happen to see all the nice things that people say to me, and then I talk to them. But if you're gonna set out to insult me, or you're just gonna be mean or try and provoke me, well, you can kiss my ass. Like I'm not gonna be baited.
So,
so that's what qualifies me is. And before I even knew about the show, I had decided to go to real estate school. I was deciding between finance. I was being solicited by some financial companies, and
Oh yeah, because the way you look, you could get some people to spend some money.
Hell
but
yeah.
you know what?
You walk into
Ringer.
a boardroom.
I went up to one of those companies on Wall Street because I do live in the financial district, and I walked up and I saw the bullpen, which is where all the the traders are, and they're on the phones and and all these heads started popping up like
Like Wolf of Wall Street.
it's very much like that.
Yeah.
And first of all, the room smelled like corn chips and all day. Bleh. And then all these heads, and it's such a male dominated industry. I'm sorry, I just got through one. You know, the entertainment. I can't deal with another one. I was like, oh, this isn't gonna work out. I'm not doing this. And then I saw the Series 7 manual. I was like, yeah, see,
that's not happening.
That's not happening. I don't got time for that. So I went to real estate school, and I didn't even know about the show at the time. I just put myself through real estate school, and that was what I was gonna do. I was gonna take my healthy Rolodex that I'd accumulated over the last 13 years in this business.
Start selling some mansions.
Then start selling some, you know, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million condos, you know, God willing. And then I'd gotten my license. I had an agency all lined up to, you know, that had hired me. And then Bravo came knocking. And I was like, wow, that is serendipity for your ass.
See, Flo Rida, she's smart. Y'all could have stayed together.
No.
Oh, there was a Flo? I didn't even know that. That's what you meant by Flo?
Yeah.
They
were together.
Didn't work out?
Yeah, but we're not going to get into those specifics. But nonetheless, you could have sold him a big mansion and got some paper out of that.
I'm not licensed in the state of Florida.
Where is your license? New York or New
my
Jersey?
license is in New York State. Yes, and so what I am going to do is, you know, there's a few.
You saw that Flo Rida shit. She wasn't fucking with that.
But wait, on the show when you talk about catching your man cheating, were you talking about Flo Rida?
No, I wasn't talking about him per se.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't talking about him per
a
se.
part of the show where the girls are talking about, have you ever caught your man cheating?
Yeah.
So she talks about how she caught her man cheating. How did you catch him?
Forensics, psychology.
Never dated a girl that studied forensics at university.
Because, you know, girls are FBI agents.
Already.
By nature.
Untrained
by
ones.
nature.
Yeah.
Exactly. You guys come home and you just smell off, or you just do something that we're like,
It's time to investigate.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, while you're on that, Cypher Sounds has the best rule for the fellas about showering every time
Oh,
you come
if you're
home.
going to be dirty. From the first time she ever comes to your crib, you walk in your house, you take a shower.
Yeah.
So that later on in life, when you creep and you come home to take a shower, she doesn't think it's weird.
you do realize that you just like gave the.
Well, he's married now, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
No, I know. But
No,
so
my wife-
guys. No, I know that. But no, guys are now gonna do that, and just and women know the secret now.
Nah, there's
Yeah,
a
they know that
twist.
though.
We have a twist. We
There's
have
a
a
twist.
remix to that. So
There's
that's
a-
why I gave that one.
Some
out.
girls are not that bright.
Well, there's that, but then there's other things we won't get into. The game is to be sold, not be told.
Also, yeah.
Why do the show if you're having so much success in real estate? Are you want to still do the acting thing because you've done some movies?
I can't lie and say that being on Bravo isn't awesome. It's awesome. Bravo. Come on now. It's awesome. It is the premier network for reality show TV, and it makes megastars out of, you know, and household names out of people that, you know, you just walked by on the street yesterday. And so I can't lie and say that I didn't want to, you know, add a little heat to my career, you know, and like,
Yeah, why not? Why not do a
Exactly.
commercial for her real estate business?
Exactly, you know, and also it's not just, you know, buying and selling homes for clients that I want to do. Eventually I want to get into development. There's the possibility that I want to develop my own, you know, real estate firm where we focus on, you know, development, investment, et cetera, et cetera. So I have a long-term goal, and it's not just to sell and buy homes for other people. So I just thought that this would be a really good opportunity. And also I just, you know, I was really kind of getting tired of people, you know, seeing me in one dimension, and, you know, this video girl. I was like, I haven't done a video in 10 years. I've done a lot of things since, you know,
Yeah,
been
but
a television host.
You set the tone, though. That's why.
I mean, I guess so. So I wanted people to be able to see me in a different light. And also I thought that it was really important to show somebody who is not, you know, who is not afraid to start all over again. You know, I'm in my mid-30s, and, you know, I found success in the entertainment business, but I just wasn't feeling like this was what I needed to do anymore. I just wasn't having a good time anymore. You know, I just felt like the things that people were doing in order to stay relevant and stay popular just didn't line up with who I am. And that's why I chose, you know, a stream, you know, to develop a stream of revenue that didn't necessarily rely just on my looks. It it relies on my dedication, my hard work, the investment that I put into my career as a real estate agent. And I wanted people to see, you know, me as a, you know, possibly a source of inspiration, that if I can start all over from the ground up. Nobody handed me anything when it came to real estate school. I was in class, Scully, glasses, hoodie on, trying to hide, like,
You
in
can't
the back.
hide that ass.
People
You
are like,
cannot.
and people are like,
ma'am,
ma'am. I know. They'd be like, aren't you Melyssa Ford? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, what are
I
you
hate
doing
when people
here?
say that.
You're like the same.
Taking a
thing
class.
You're doing. I'm
Yeah.
taking a class. I'm trying to better myself. Sorry. You know, so.
I hate when people say that. What are you doing here?
What are you doing
I'm
here?
having lunch. You think I don't fucking eat?
Yeah, I'm auditing the class. No, and so I wanted, to serve as like a source of inspiration for people who, maybe want to start their lives all over again, try something different professionally. And
So you're like Malcolm X.
no, I'm not like Malcolm X. I'm not trying to martyr myself
Saeed,
whatsoever.
Don't do that.
What?
Malcolm X and Melyssa Ford are similar.
He literally started his life over 4 times. He was like, I messed up. Or not saying you messed up, but he was like, I'm going to change my entire life and viewpoint right now.
I just wanted you to explain it, because if I just left it at Malcolm X
X
and
and
Melyssa
Melyssa
Ford,
Ford,
you was going to catch some heat, my
Malcolm
G.
X,
Not that there's
Melyssa.
anything wrong.
No, I know.
Just saying.
I know.
Just saying.
You know?
So right now, in your personal life, there is no rapper. That's
is-
done. But there is someone.
Why do you say that?
Just asking. I'm assuming. I mean, you're Melyssa Ford. You got your pick of whatever you want.
I'm really choosy too. So
very picky.
I have to be.
She does. She has
So you're
to be.
single.
I just broke up with somebody.
Another somebody other than the other somebody, Flo Rida.
We were over. I left in August 2012.
Left. That sounds dramatic.
Yeah. And you know the exact date.
That's what's dramatic.
I didn't say I said August
just saying,
2012.
August
It's the month.
Yeah, but for a guy,
you
that's
know,
the
yeah.
exact date. That's about all we're gonna do.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna
We'll
get.
be like last summer.
You were dating someone else
No,
after.
I took a hiatus from dating for a while. I wanted to develop get my bearings when it came to real estate, and I just really kind of felt dead from
I
the
did
neck
see you in a
down,
restaurant once eating by yourself at the bar.
Capitol Grill.
Yes.
Because I live in the financial district and I know the entire
Come
staff.
over by the crib.
Oh, you live down there
I live
too?
right there.
Yeah, okay, well,
by.
conversation after. I didn't know that.
My wife was like, "Is that Melyssa Ford?" I was like, "No."
Absolutely.
Wait, it
because
is.
I know the entire bar staff. Those are my girls, and then I know the the servers there and the management there. So and
Give
I
me
know
a discount
lot,
on that ribeye, baby.
and I know a lot of the patrons that go there. So whenever I just go to the bar, I know I'm going to run into somebody within about 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm so comfortable being just with myself. I don't need
You go to
company.
the movies by yourself?
I go to the movies by myself because I got a movie theater down the street from my house. If I want to see something and I don't have anybody to go with, I'm going to go watch it. I don't need my handheld.
Listen, I was just asking. You know,
No, I know,
was just asking. Some
I know.
people feel weird going to the movies. We don't have to fight.
I was born alone. I'm going to die alone. You got to be able
You
to.
see how aggressive she is? I told you guys she knuckles up out here.
See,
I told you she's mad aggressive. You're single now, so guys seeing you on TV every week now, they know what you're working with. What are
Yeah.
you looking for?
Having a lot in common. I want to have a lot in common, and the things that we don't have in common, I want them to be complementary. Where you fall short, I'm strong.
So he could be broke because you got some money now. Thought so.
It's not.
You've been in a relationship where you didn't have anything in common with a person?
August 2012.
Oh.
That was a shot at our brother Flo Rida.
Gunshine State, baby.
The
The Gunshine State.
We dated 3 different times, which I have no explanation for that.
Okay.
But it happens.
It just
everybody.
happens,
Yeah.
you know.
Happens to
So
everybody.
we dated for briefly in 2008 when Low came out, and I was doing radio at Sirius, and this where we became
Oh, yeah, I
buddies.
forgot.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know,
yeah.
me too. It was like a blip on the radar.
know.
And I was like, why am I playing this song every 5 minutes? Who is this guy? And so then I saw the cover. I was like, oh, wow, he looks like a football player. Like, holy shit. When's he coming in for an interview? He came to the studios to do the series of interviews, and then I was one of the people he did interviews with. And then 2 days later, it was Valentine's Day.
I bet
and
it was.
Wow.
yeah,
bet it
and
was.
so he sent me 24 roses, and it was nice. And
I
he
salute you, Flo.
and he got roses for my girlfriends too that I was hanging out with on
That's
that day.
nice.
It was very sweet. It was very, very sweet. But I just felt like, he was very new in the industry. I was a veteran. You have a lot to learn. I don't want to be there for it. So go forth, young man.
Young man, she just
you don't wanna
sunned
be
him.
mommy.
Twice. 2 sons.
Understand.
Thank you. And so 3 years later, he hit me up on Facebook and
Facebook?
and Facebook,
That's
social networking boy. And so then we dated briefly in 2011, and then that didn't work out. And then following year 2012, we dated for about 6 months. And then it ended.
Wow,
Because
You
every
gave
time
it a lot of try for
B,
somebody- if you
every
have
time he
nothing in
showed
common
up
with
with
a
them
person.
muscles and that shirt off, she was like, fine. If I have to.
Yeah, muscles are nice. Yeah, they're nice.
So you gotta have muscles.
That's-
You gotta have.
No, because the guy that I just finished seeing, he's very, very thin. He was very slender. I mean, he was wiry, so he was like, small little tiny
Bet he
muscles, but he
was.
was tall and,
Yeah, talk about it.
he was like
what else? What else?
What else?
Swedish and Russian.
Okay.
Swedish and Russian.
White dude.
What did he do?
I don't really discriminate. He's in real estate.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever been with a guy, fell in love with a guy, and his vagina game was not what it's supposed to be? And can you stay in a relationship like that?
Had everything
That's
else
tough.
though. Everything else you wanted.
Because you know what, I would not to take
Oh,
the attention away from you,
boy,
but
no.
I tried dating a guy and he was great, but the sex was horrible and I just couldn't do it.
So you're saying no?
I want it to be good. You know what I'm
is
saying?
important.
Like that's how we communicate with each other silently.
Talk about it.
You
Talk
know?
about it. Do that again one more time for the people.
Would you want to be with a woman that's whack in bed? No.
Of course not, but I'm gonna
Okay.
tell you straight up, this shit is trash, and we can't be together. You're cool though. We got a group.
And he would do that. Yes.
What? No, he does do
would
that.
This
Absolutely.
shit
Yes.
is trash. You're cool though. We can hang out.
So I could be a little nicer about it.
No, I work out. I give classes.
Oh, you see,
Yeah,
you're
I
better man
said.
than me,
Yeah,
my brother.
I put time in. Have you ever Have you ever done the surfboard? The surfboard move, the new moves that's coming out.
Listen, you guys.
Like,
okay?
did you hear that
I am
song?
single now. There's nobody on the horizon. I have a battery-operated device. I do not want to continue.
Oh, so you'll
this
talk about
conversation.
masturbation and not surfboard?
Because no, I'm just saying. I'm like, I might leave a wet spot on this chair. Okay, like the conversation's getting a little out of control.